Do you ever feel like you're at the end of your rope? Like you don't even know if you have enough gas in the tank to get up and do even one more day of your job. And you are a super successful woman, dedicated your life to your corporate path or that dream business you created, only to arrive there and think, this isn't anything like what I thought it was going to be like. What am I even doing here? What is the point? Is this all that there is? And if any of that resonates for you, then hi, I'm Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness. I'm a purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with women just like you who are in their game, but not feeling it at all. Like feeling misaligned and feeling unsure about where your path is actually taking you. And what we do together in our work is we gain clarity about how you got where you are, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. And so even if that means a little bit of a lane change, right? So we come together and kind of figure out what that means and looks like for you. So one of the things I just want to talk about briefly today is for those of you that travel, okay? So I have a handful of people that I know that I work with that travel quite a bit. And I have some travel coming up, and I thought about what do I do that helps support the journey, right? So like my wellness on the go, essentially. So today is going to be about harvesting what you do on the road, okay? So some of the things I have are my very favorite items that I like to travel with, but I'm going to throw out some suggestions to you. One of the most important things to do for your wellness is actually maintain some semblance of consistency. And so even if you're going for a vacation, so this can very much be kind of promoting something for someone who is traveling for work quite a bit, but let's just say you are going on a vacation for 2 weeks to Europe. I'm just throwing that out there. How magical does that sound? Just saying. And you're going to go and you're like, what do I do? What do I bring? How do I kind of stay the course with my wellness? So consistency is key, right? We hear this all the time. It's kind of a snoozer idea, but it's really true in this, is that what I want you to do is harness your very favorite things, harvest those favorites, take them with you, and then shake it up with novelty. So we're gonna talk about those two things. So that's kind of my magical, like if I was gonna make us a hot, warm cup of tea to enjoy, maybe you don't like tea, but just roll with me. And I'm making this hot cup of tea and I'm steeping it with my tea bag. And that's the magic that I'm gonna be talking about today. So when I travel, what I have is legitimately a travel little bag, okay? And it came with my backpack. Love this set of stuff like no other. And what I'll do is, and I have like right now, there's just like paper towel in there. We'll wrap some of my very favorite crystals to bring so that when I'm in meditation, I have them with me, but also I like to have them around me during travel. So they could be things to help with sleep. If I was worried I wouldn't sleep well, they could be things for keeping an open mind to have really cool new experiences if I'm on travel. It might be for abundance if I was traveling for work and I wanted to have a successful business meeting. There's a million ways we can use little tools, right? This might not be your cup of tea, this is mine, but nonetheless, I'll pack those. I almost always try to pack some of my very favorite incense. It's like home to me. And so it really grounds me and roots me. And so I will even bring incense to have. And usually I will obviously try to do that outdoors. But when I've been lucky enough to be in a place where I can do that, I'll spread my things out and I'll sit in meditation and have my crystals and my incense and things like that. And it just makes me feel a little bit more like home. And I love, love, love that. A big kicker I always encourage. I'm going to tell you what. Always bring a journal. Always bring a notebook. This is not a fancy journal, friends. This is like Target. So it's not like, right, it's not like fancy, but always have something to write in because you just might dream differently, experience something, and have like a really neat novel experience that knocks you into creative mode where you like come up with something really cool. So one, you might just document your experience if you're a journaler. I'm not. I don't tend to journal just like traditionally every day, kind of like some people do. It's just not my forte. But documenting my meditations is because that's often where I get inspiration. So this is a moment to like jot down ideas. Like let's say you're on an airplane for 4 or 5 hours and you've got nothing else to do, right? You can pull your journal out. Like you have this idea, spark of inspiration, right? Meet somebody cool on the plane next to you who's like, you know, that's so powerful. You should totally try this. Write it down. I'm a big, big fan of always having a notebook, even if it's small, handy with you for all of your travel. I've used mine almost every time I can think of that I've traveled. And so I love that. So I always have a pen and notebook handy as well. But you might consider taking essential oils, right? So like, I want you to think about your wheelhouse. Like, what is your wheelhouse? I always have my phone on me, so I always have my meditation music and insight timer meditations and things handy. And so it can look like healthy snacks. It can look like essential oils. It can look like your music. So your earbuds, whatever, AirPods, whatever it is that you take with you to like listen to things. So all of the senses, you can always incorporate the senses as much as something that feels really good to you. If it's yoga that you really love to do and you engage in, make sure you've got an iPad or some access to, doing I love yoga with Adrienne. So anywhere I would go on my phone can pull up a yoga practice by her, and while I've got it. So I do a lot of Beachbody workouts. So then Beachbody right on demand. So there's really easy things that we can actually take with us, but here's where the novelty comes in. So this is where I want you to get really creative though, okay? So one of my favorite memories, and I know this is going to sound so random, my husband and I travel to Utah from time to time. We absolutely love hiking there. Like, it is by far and away one of our very favorite hiking places in the world. And he and I woke up one morning and went for a run, which I know everyone just went, what? I'm not a runner by nature, but back in the day, that was something that he and I enjoyed doing. Woke up in the morning, beautiful sunny morning before it got super blazing hot. He and I went for a run to our very favorite, like, little cafe there that carries our most delicious, it's called a Mexican mocha, and it's got cinnamon and some spice in it. Oh my God. It's literally one of my very favorite drinks on the planet, okay? And I know this sounds weird. We're working out, right? It sounds like whatever. Here's the novelty. I'm in a different place. The scenery's different. Everything smells different. The energy of working out in another place, or even doing yoga practice. I've done yoga in Utah when I've traveled too. I had my mat sprung out in front of me, doing a little bit of yoga practice. So the neat thing is when you go places, if there's something that you love, incorporate it there. Absorb the energy of the space you're in. If you're in a cool place, my friends, get out, go do something novel. Let's say you love yoga, go do yoga by a river or the ocean or whatever is accessible to you, right? Go for a super long walk in the mountains on a hiking trail, if that's accessible to you, right? So it's really about expanding what you love, taking the wellness parts with you that you think you really might enjoy. And then when you get there, plug into the coolness of the places that you're at, because that's so important. So I'm going to be traveling soon, and this is what really sparked me thinking about how do I do this? Wellness on the go. And I do it every time I travel. So it doesn't matter if I'm going for a short weekend getaway up north on the North Shore with my friend. I brought my goodies, and there they sat out in the morning when I got up, boom, right there. So that's the kind of thing that I really recommend. It keeps some consistency, and there's something about that consistency that kind of roots and grounds us. And some people are not great travelers. I love traveling. All of us are not great travelers, right? I'm just being totally clear that I know not everybody loves to travel for work, or they don't love to travel for vacation even, honestly. I do, but I also am a homebody. So I'm sort of a mix of both. So for me, there's this really sweet part of taking things that feel really homey to me and really ground me while I'm in a whole new situation and scenario. And so when I'm traveling, I'm going to be with a lot of people, a lot coming up here. I'm going to be doing a business trip. And so there's going to be a lot of people around me, and I'm a person that I actually recharge privately. I need quiet, I need space. So this is going to be one of those challenging for me moments. I'm gonna love every minute, and I know it's gonna tire me out. So one of the greatest things I can do, one, is think about how I'm wired. I'm wired for that piece to recharge. I'm going to have to be extra cognizant to take that time and set it aside to make sure I'm taking good care of myself. So I already know, right? This isn't just a leisure trip. I'm going to be working, I'm going to be creating, because I know that's the environment that I'm going to be in, and it's going to be really busy and full of humans, bless their ever loving hearts. So I'm going to need to make sure I set some time aside to get up a little bit early, to go for a walk somewhere else, to find that space and that quiet within myself, to stay rooted, that I don't come home and crash. And sometimes that's what happens to me. I don't know if anybody else relates to this. I love it, love it, love it, go, 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 come home and absolutely bomb out because I'm so tired. So rather than doing that, this is one of the tools that I have learned and I incorporate into my well-being kind of routine and maintenance, that it's here, I can take these little pieces of home, and if I'm aware and mindful while I'm on travel, I can actually take really good care of myself and show up not so depleted by the time I get home. We don't want to come home and be run hung out, right? That's really hard too. We've all done it. We've all done vacations like this. I'll guarantee you I've got stories, but I'm not going to tell them today. So I'm just saying all of us have done this, okay? So I just wanted to really share these couple of novel ideas about how to incorporate a little bit of home, but also how to bring that novelty in and how to embrace where you are. If you're somewhere really beautiful, and sometimes we're not, then we really want to rely on those like homey things, right? So if I'm going to somewhere in the middle of nowhere and I'm in a really like rickety hotel and there's not much to do, well then my established, consistent wellness care is going to be a huge coup for me. But if I'm somewhere, anywhere where I can kind of check out new restaurants, new people, new places, new scenery, right? All those things, go investigate. That makes us feel so freaking alive. And that's a part of being a well person, right? Is being excited, being engaged with the sights and the smells and the people. That is money. It's money for us. It's so inspirational. So I really want to encourage you to get out when you go somewhere, even if it's for work. Take the time to go investigate and be interested in those novel little like nuggets of experience that I think are super powerful and have really lasting memories. Like I remember this run in Utah with my husband because we did something totally out of the norm, right? That's what I'm getting at. That sounds weird. It was a beautiful memory. We had the most wonderful talk on the way back. We were like kind of like cooling down and beautiful conversation, right? It sparks us, I'm telling you. So I just wanted to leave those little ideas out there because I think it's really lovely to hear ideas about when we're going to travel, when we're going to get outside of our comfort zone, what we can actually do to really kind of stay the course, but also expand ourselves. So it's like both. It's like a beautiful sandwich, right? So we want to roll up in that anchored space that we have for tools, all of that beautiful newness and novelty, right? Like a little wrap. Huge money. So I just want to leave that out there for you guys. If this was helpful to you and you're looking for any other tips, tricks, tools for staying on your path to purpose, or really maybe like beginning on the awareness of the path to purpose, I invite you over to my website, which is laughinglotuswellness.com. Again, it's laughinglotuswellness.com, and right on there, there's purpose tools. I have a ton of material in there for you that you can go and tap into things and tools that will help you stay the course on your path to purpose. So until next time, this is Jen, sending you blessings, love, and light, and supporting you on your path to purpose.